Take three. Welcome back to Moonlit Perspectives, episode 2. This is our third take. Final take of the day. If it doesn't work out, we're not doing this again for today. We
So
had
if you're seeing
some,
this, it means we finally got it right.
hopefully, just a little technical difficulties with the saving of the videos and just stupid things like
But
that.
anyway, I'm Corey. This is Mike. Welcome back to Moonlit Perspective.
Welcome back.
So this week we're going to be talking about, well, first and foremost was Mike's trip to DC for work this week. So why don't you want to start with that and just tell them how it went?
Yeah, well, first off, there's a lot of anxiety and planning on the trip. What to pack, what not to pack, how I'm gonna get there, how to read the signs, how to
How to read?
how to check in my luggage. Right, that was my first. It was my solo trip on myself. You guys saw the little short on YouTube and
The
the little TikTok.
sneak peek Mike got out.
I'm
Hopefully
gonna
y'all
get
enjoyed
better at
that.
those. Okay, just Ryan, I'm working on my English, but I'm gonna get better on those and the angles and all that because we are gonna have a few trips coming up. We'll make the announcement a little bit later, probably along this episode. But yeah, just planning the trip and driving at night. I woke up pretty early. I told Corey, man, I want to be there at 1 o'clock at the airport, and Corey he just looked at me and thought I was
Well,
weird.
yeah. For reference, the airport's less than an hour from our house, and he wanted to leave about 4 hours before his flight. So
I was just anxiety. It was just killing me, right? But I actually couldn't even sleep. I only got 4 hours of sleep. I woke up close to 2. I got my stuff
it's like
ready.
a kid on the night before Christmas can't sleep.
Honestly, like you had those feelings before when you like either like I'm pretty sure you played basketball in high school, right? Like whenever you had a game coming up and you just couldn't sleep on like your first trip. That's how I felt for me. So I did feel like a little kid. But we got there fine. I did everything responsibly. Got I didn't know how to read the signs, and then finally took off from the airport. I was at the airport for like an hour or so. So I was just getting stuff ready, and then finally took off to Denver. I landed at the Denver airport. We mentioned earlier on the other
Yeah,
on the
so
other unknown episodes or videos that we were talking about.
yeah, I've seen a lot of videos and stuff talking about the different things that they did when they were doing the designs at the Denver airport, like just like steering into the skid as far as conspiracies go over there.
I think the horse. If I heard it right, I think I heard that the guy that did the statue of that horse that's outside, the black horse with the red eyes.
Mhm.
I think it killed him. I don't know. Fact check me on that, someone. But
First time I've heard that one, but
yeah,
wow.
I heard of that, and then I heard that there were some paintings. I actually didn't get to see the paintings,
Yeah,
but there
I've
was
heard
like
more
some
about the paintings and stuff.
there's
Like,
some weird paintings, but I didn't get to see those. I didn't want to get lost and not make it back on my trip on time, so I just decided not to explore as much as I should have. But I did eat some Chinese food there, and then on Denver Airport, I didn't get any weird feelings. No weird men in black, trying to recruit me for the Illuminati. Thank God, because
prime candidate over
I
there.
would have leaked everything they had in there. So don't recruit me for the Illuminati because it's not good. And then we made it. Finally, got on the flight. Flew out to Washington. This was all on Monday, so it was a pretty long Monday for me. I made it long myself. That's what she said. But we got to Washington. It was a nice airport there too. And then my first challenge was getting to my luggage, which I had to go through unfortunate events of getting on my first subway ride to my baggage claim, which is weird. Never, I just walked. Like it's different.
Yeah, there are some big airports that have like that tram system.
Yeah,
Like I know when I flew out of like Orlando, they have a tram. You have to go to like different terminals and stuff. It's massive.
yeah. It was pretty big. And then I got my luggage. Thank goodness. I didn't have to wait a whole lot, and then made it back. Checked into the hotel. I was actually like a 5 minute walk away from the Capitol building.
The cat.
The cap. We're calling it the cap, right?
For
And
simplicity's sake, it's the cat.
it was pretty humid walking around, but it was a nice little walk. I felt pretty safe. There was a lot of police out there, probably because of Fourth of July weekend. But first night there, walked to the cap, and that was I think that's when I encountered one of my first worst things of DC, which were the rats. And we did this. This is my third time doing this, but there's a rat that was this big. Kid you not, one of the biggest rats I've ever seen in my life. He ate good. If he was fat and big and just scurrying around, um, rats were definitely not a good part of the
Yeah,
scene.
that's the worst part. So what's the best part then? What did you like the most over
So
there?
I guess just the amount of things that you can see. I know I was able to see the cap on the first day, walking distance. And then while Tuesday night, I just crashed out. I did not move a single finger. Oh no, I did. I did walk through Chinatown actually. Now that I'm remembering, after my nap, I woke up and I went to Chinatown. There was not lots to see. Maybe I was just not in the right place. But and then after that, on Wednesday was when I did most of the sightseeing, which was on the short that you guys saw.
Yeah, and again, you can find any of our little shorts or content on Moonlit Perspective on TikTok, on YouTube, on
Yeah.
everything. So give us a check out there.
And then so Wednesday, after I was there for work reasons, it was a work training. So we got off like around 5, and I actually wanted to see most of the museums. They had some pretty cool museums there. They had the one that I really wanted to go visit was natural
The natural.
the Natural History Museum, because I think there was dinosaurs there. And I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't get to go in there, but there was a lot of museums, and I would recommend if you guys do decide to go to DC, um, check out some of the museums. But anyways, what I got to see was pretty much just like the monuments. I got to see the Washington Monument, the big pointy thing. Um, for those that don't know, and then I got to see the World War II Memorial. They had all the names of the states. And then I got to dip my toes in the little pool that they have there. You can dip your poles, just the little toe, and you can't
Dip a toe in there. Eh?
dip a toe and pull out, Don't leave it in there for too long. Um, and then I walked to the Lincoln Memorial where my boy Abraham is sitting on his big chair. He's actually not that big. I thought he was gonna be bigger. He was actually I don't know. I guess in the pictures they're much bigger. I guess for me it wasn't that big. I'm not gonna lie. Um, And then I got to sit on the stairs and take pictures and just look around, and it made me realize that I need better phone with a better camera. So I'm gonna invest on a better phone for
But
this year.
that wasn't too bad for your first
Yeah,
go
it
at
wasn't too bad.
doing a little bit like that. So
Um,
hopefully you guys liked what Mike did for you guys in that sneak peek, and
it-
hopefully we can get him to do a little bit more
yeah, it was my
get a little bit more comfortable talking to
yeah.
everybody. So
It's a learning process. It's my first solo trip. So that was on Wednesday night, Wednesday afternoon actually, and then oh, I did visit the White House that same day too, the back door of it. I got to see the
got to
boy
ride
Joe
the White House.
Biden. Shout out to Joe Biden. And then I got to see him arrive or leave. I don't know. I think he was arriving. Saw a big old helicopter just flying around, man. And the size of that helicopter, just for one guy, man. Just for one guy.
Yeah,
The
it
the
is a somewhat important guy,
he
you could
he
say.
is the important. I
So
mean, where we hit him or not, we got to go for the U.S. But anyways, and then there was a protest. I heard some chanting downtown. No, right by the White House actually. So security was pretty tight. And
and did
then
you ever figure out what they were protesting?
I did not,
Mm.
but it looked like they were at one of Trump's hotels. I'm not too sure. So
Well,
poor guy,
you
man.
never
Just
know.
let him sleep, man. Let him sleep. Let the man sleep. And then I had to detour around, and I walked through. I ended up at a building called the Department of Justice building, and there is a single guard out there just doing his job. And I was like, I'm gonna ask him what was that protest about because I don't really know much about how those things work. And so I asked him, and he was like, yeah, actually, he was around whenever the the January 16th shit
Six,
happened,
yeah.
whatever.
Wow.
And he was around, and he was just like, yeah, man, they protests have been dying down, so that's good. And then
Yeah.
he ended up telling me one of the weirdest protests that he heard of, which was the Lyme disease protest.
Whoa. Take a moment. Get very
Yeah,
serious there. Lyme,
the Lyme
which
disease
we did do a little bit of research, and
protest.
apparently it's just originates from ticks. So I.
TikToks, you know.
So anyway, not too sure why they would go there to protest
Hey,
that, or I mean, maybe they were just trying to bring awareness, or
I don't know,
I don't know
man.
what they're trying.
I don't know
But
what.
that's an interesting. It's an
It
interesting
seems like they
choice.
should have gone to the Department of Health to protest that. Don't you think? I
That
mean,
kind of makes sense that you would go. I'm not one to
what's the department just
judge
gonna
their
do?
decisions there.
They're gonna deny all entry to ticks into the United States. Is that what they're gonna do? Is that what y'all wanted them to do? I mean, I don't know. Just let us know what that protest was about. I don't know. Maybe more clarification. I don't know. But anyways, he was just doing his job. Shout out to security guards keeping us safe. Don't harass them too much. They're just doing their job. They're just average workers trying to do the job. Just guard the buildings. From weirdos
They
like
got
me.
people going up and asking them
Yeah,
weird
just got the
questions and
weird
stuff while
questions.
they're trying to work.
And it was great because I was trying to take a picture, and then he was just like, serious, just got his pose, and he was a nice dude. So then that was my Wednesday night, and then I made it back to the hotel, safe and sound, thank goodness. And then Thursday night was my last full day there and night there, and Canada's burning. I did not know
Just
that.
figured that out, huh?
I figured it out when I was in DC. It was burning, and there's a bunch of smoke in the air and smoke.
Smoke. I think it's just smoke.
It was smoke, but Canada trying to give us a smoke. Don't try some Canada because we'll do it better. We'll do better smoke. Fourth of July is coming up, so we're ready for the smoke. Freedom, and then there's kickball is a big thing in Washington, and the
Got it.
parks. In the parks, they had little tourneys going around, and so because of the smoke, the games got canceled. Thank you, smoke, and it drove all these people to the bar.
Oh,
And
nice.
I went to this bar called the Hamilton. I actually got a shirt. I actually got other souvenirs too. I got this little globe. And I got Corey here, a little shot
Yeah.
glass. Go
Shot
ahead and show him the
glass.
little shot glass
Check that out
with the
with
monuments.
all the monuments on it. Yeah.
Um, I apologize for not getting anyone else. If you're watching this, I'm gonna start collecting some snow globes. It's a little small one, but my first snow globe from my collector's item. But anyways, I got the shirt from there. The bar was nice. There was a lot of younger people, I guess around the same age I am, and I met some friends. I met Steve, the handlebar mustache guy. He was bald. I don't
Are
know
you
if I said
asking
that
me?
right. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he had a mustache that looked like a handlebar, and he was bald. Bald Steve, we called him.
Bald Steve.
Bald Steve.
Handlebar Steve.
And the bar Steve. They're the same Steve. He wore different hats. But anyways, we did talk about the weird things that were going to happen to me on this trip, and this is that segment: weird things that happened to me on the trip.
All right, buckle up, everybody.
Buckle
Here
up.
we go.
So when I sat down at the bar, there was a gentleman, uh, a lady, and another gentleman. I guess there were a couple of the ones further down,
Sure.
and they were just talking about weird things on YouTube and TikTok. I did.
As one does it.
I should have given my card, Moonlit Perspectives. Just check us out. You might be on the video, but we need to come up with cards, anyways. They were talking about just weird things, and one of the things that came out was Miss Meat Lady.
Miss Meat.
Miss Meat Lady. If you have a fetishes for jerky and sniffing jerky, check out Miss Meat Lady. So it was just TikToks of her like just full on meats, just like on her face, showering down. Her unwrapping a nice little Slim Jim,
Sure.
very sexual.
You sure have a lot of examples.
I mean, I learned from her. I was just watching what she was doing. So, just opening the Slim Jim in a very sexual way, just like the most sexual way, and it was low key porn. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't. TikTok you need to check out your guidelines, all right? Because that should be on the OnlyFans page,
Sniffing meat.
She just sniffing the meat, bro, and she was like this. She took out the Slim Jim, unwrapped it, and just full on give that Slim Jim a little sniffer.
Wait, how did she do?
Just like I'm not exaggerating. That's literally what she did. I mean, check out if you're into that stuff. Check out Miss Meat Lady on TikTok. All right, I gave her my follow and my likes. All right, so the
There you
algorithm
go.
the algorithm is out there. But that was a weird thing that happened to me on this trip was that. it was the Miss Meat lady and just
Miss Meat.
the weird fetishes people have. I mean, no offense to anyone that have fetishes, but it was
Hey, if
interesting.
you like sniffing meat, and that's your
If you
thing.
love the meat sniffers,
Do your thing.
do your thing.
Do your thing.
Do us a favor. Just keep me out of it.
Sniff somebody else.
Don't yeah. Um. So that was on Thursday night. I made it back to the hotel. I got my stuff ready, packed up my stuff, and then Friday morning was when I had to. I was a little anxious too. Not gonna lie. I was a little bit early to the
The
airport.
return.
I was a little bit early to the airport because the train ride from the airport to the hotel was like an hour train ride, man. And so there's two stops. I mean, there's two train changes that I had to do, and there's actually a red line and a silver line that you had to take, and it was just weird. But thank God. Shout out to Olga. She was one of
Big
my
ups, Olga.
she big up. She was my trainer and mentor of trains and of the Washington D.C. life. She gave me a little heads up on what to look out for and what to do and how to get around the train. And so really appreciate that. And just everyone in DC was nice. There was not one rude person
It
there.
just seemed like you met a lot of people over there.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
actually the weird lady the weird lady that was into the meat.
Oh, the meat lady.
Their group bought me a shot of a Rumplemint. So that was my first shot in DC.
And for those who don't know, that is his favorite shot.
It's one of my favorite shots. Errol knows. Errol knows this. I took my first shot yesterday. Rumplemints. And then so that was a fun little trip. I got to the airport, of course. Delays. Colorado. Thank you for your beautiful weather, but can you just not delay the flight sometimes? I had to. I was originally going to leave at 2:20, and they got delayed. No, I was supposed to leave at 1:20, and they got delayed to 2:20. So it was like an hour, a little bit over. It was my first delay, and
That's not too bad.
it was alright because I actually got to sit down and talk to an army veteran. He gave me a little tips for the trips.
Tips for the trips.
For our next trips, and he just gave me a little bit pointers of what to visit.
What did he tell you?
He gave me three trips, trips, whatever.
3 trips.
Yeah,
All right.
3 trips for the rips.
Let's hear them.
And then
trip tips.
I only remember 2 of them. So bear with me. First one was the Grand Canyon.
Oh, so he gave you ideas on where to go.
Yeah,
Okay.
he said go visit the Grand Canyon. He gave me the U.S. trips.
Oh, nice.
So in Arizona, and then the second one was Niagara Falls. I think that's in New Jersey, New York, somewhere. I don't know. He said something
Between New York and Canada,
somewhere around there.
Yeah.
He said the amount of water that pumps through through the falls is quite a lot. So he said those 2, and then I can't remember the third one. I think it's somewhere in Wisconsin. Not too sure, but
those places that you listed so far, they're always ones that are like have some kind of controversy or conspiracy, or there's always something going on with them. Like people jumping off Niagara Falls.
Oh, so what would be cool is if like whenever we do our trips, like we do like a little like dark history, like how Japan had. Actually, now that we're talking about our next trip.
Oh yeah, well, might as well just let everybody know now that is going to be the next trip coming up here in October, just a few months away. Where are we going, Mike?
We're heading to Japan,
Tokyo, Japan,
Shinjuku.
That is where we're going to be. We'll be there for a week.
I think a little bit over than a week.
Yeah, it's a little over a week.
Halloween
travel included. Yeah, it's the week over Halloween, and we'll see how it goes and what happens.
Yeah,
super excited for that one. You just finally got your passport in from.
That was,
I needed to renew it, and so now we're all set to go now.
That was an experience. Even just filling out the passport was an experience. Like
took a couple of attempts.
It took me 5 attempts. 5 attempts.
I helped him on the last one.
Yeah, and I mean, I got it. We got it in. We got our ports in.
We're passport bros now.
Passport bros getting the hose.
Yeah.
But we are going to Japan. We'll show you guys a little bit about that whenever we get there. But
I'm sure we'll end up doing some vlogs.
Yeah,
and videos
we'll show you guys around. See what the views are, and
speaking of Japan, that's funny that we were talking about that too. This last Friday when you got back, and came straight to the bar after you got back.
Whiskey Dick, shout out to you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for always being open and being back when I'm not around. But
Japan, yeah. So we met a new person. His name is Tatsuya. He's from Japan, and
He
super
looks
cool guy.
and he looks like Steve Aoki,
He may look a lot like
or
Steve
Stevie Aoki looks like him because there was really a resemblance. And it was funny because I kept telling people around us that it is Steve Aoki, and so one
Let's
of the
see, maybe we
bouncers,
can plop a picture here so you
yeah,
guys can see for
yeah,
yourselves.
one of the bouncers actually took a picture with him, and so did I, and I just
Oh
kept
yeah,
telling
that's the picture I'll
I
put
kept
up.
telling
Yeah.
everyone Steve Aoki was there, and everyone was like, "Oh, really?" And so that was pretty cool. But he was really cool.
Cool dude.
Before I introduced him to Corey, my friend Gloria, shout out Gloria, she's a really sweet lady. Um, she was the one that introduced me to him, and so I told him that we were going to Japan, and I told him that Corey was working on his Japanese, so he was like, "Hey man, want me to test him and just ask him a few things?" And I was like, "Bet, I want to see Corey in
And I
action.
didn't know any of this
I
was
want to
gonna
see,
happen.
if he knows." And so Corey gets back from, I don't know where you
I
were.
think I just went to the restroom.
He
I don't know.
he
We have
came
a
back
video
and
saved then.
Tatsuya, aka Steve
Tatsu,
Aoki,
yeah.
Natsu. He came up and he just started talking to Corey and he asked him a question in Japanese and he did pretty swell.
Yeah, well, a simple enough conversation, good evening, how are you doing? It's nice to meet you. That kind of thing. I can get through all that. So that was a little confidence booster heading into this trip.
Yeah.
So,
So
keep going the way we're going on
yeah,
that.
I'm the one that needs to catch up on that.
And we'll need to play some catch up.
I need to play some catch up on that. And so I'll be learning some Japanese too. Hopefully, need to get my head in the game. But that's a little bit about our next trip.
Oh,
Another
you know
place.
what? Actually, before we head on to the next part, is that reminded me when you were talking about Gloria. She said she was moving to Korea,
Oh yeah, she's moving to
like
South
real
Korea.
soon. Yeah, that's real cool.
So
You can ask her about that sometime.
and we might, if we like Japan enough,
Maybe check out Korea too.
we might just live in Japan and just become English teachers from around the world.
But yeah,
English
may
is my
also do
second
that. Who
language,
knows?
but I can still teach it.
It's technically native.
It's pretty much native. But hopefully, we might not come back. You never know.
We may not come back, but you'll still hear.
Yeah, you might just hear about two boys living in Japan. Checking out the ladies.
Okay.
But another trip that I was recommended is probably Louisiana. I know Corey has been to Louisiana, but I want to check it out because I heard they got some good broils out there, man. Some good
They got some
crawfish.
good food. And, I guess I've tried gator out there. That's a trip.
Fun fact.
A chicken type of meat.
Fun fact. They actually farm crawfish and alligators.
I bet.
Did you know that? I did not
I
know
didn't
that.
know that, but I mean, it makes sense.
So it's considered agriculture. I did not know that at all. But it was.
I'm renegade.
Those ain't crawfish, I'm just picking up the crawfish. But yeah, they farm gators and crawfish. I did not know that.
Crazy.
But he told me a little bit about the history. It's a little bit of Spanish and French history, culture. So there's a little bit of mix of all of it. A little bit of mix of Caribbean music too, man.
What was going on? Was it the
Mardi Gras?
Spanish French War and that whole situation that led to us getting that
treaty, man?
Yeah.
So
then we picked up Louisiana and all that space. That's so. Shout out to Napoleon for making a shitty deal with the U.S. that we took advantage of.
Once the U.S. sees something, we jump right on it.
Jump right.
Hey, if it's not for the U.S., it's not the best. Anyways, but yeah, I really want to check out Louisiana. And is there any other states that you think we should visit or any places?
Yeah.
Give us some comments and we'll
comment down below.
Yeah,
while you're liking the video,
honestly, go ahead and subscribe and just
subscribe, hit that notification bell for all the new videos that we put out. At least one a week. Maybe some sprinkled in throughout there.
And then we should honestly try to travel as much as we can. I don't know how many states have you been to.
Not a whole lot. Like and all of them from here to Florida. Which, if you guys don't know, New Mexico, Texas. Louisiana, Florida, you got to go through all those to get there.
New Mexico is part of the U.S. All right, for all y'all ignorant folks.
New Mexico touches actually touches 5 different states, but in one spot you can get New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, and Utah in one spot. But not a lot of people know that New Mexico is even a state, even though we're the 49th state, guys.
And what's funny was actually Olga from Colorado. She was saying that whenever Trump was campaigning, that he was like, okay, I'm gonna put a border between Colorado and Mexico, so we can stay free. That's not the best
Between
Trump.
Colorado and Mexico.
Yeah,
He just
so
happened to forget New
he just
Mexico
forgot New
belonged
Mexico.
there.
He's like he had no idea New Mexico was part of the U. So that was a little funny so it was real. Trump did not know New Mexico. He forgot a whole state between between Colorado and Mexico border. So
Well,
that's a little geographical, tips for today.
well, there you go. Now you know.
But yeah, let us know different states that we should visit.
Yeah. Or if there's anything you want to hear us talk about, or
Yeah.
maybe we'll even end up picking somebody if they have a good enough idea to talk about it with us.
Yeah,
You never know what will happen.
We have a lot of friends that want to be on, and we have a few friends that are in different states. I know KP. Where's KP at?
Yeah, our friend KP. She's living in Utah actually.
She's in Utah, so
yeah. So we were just
if you
talking to her
if you want to see us
yesterday about
in
getting on the
Utah,
show, so.
let us know, and
But maybe we'll go
head
visit her
there.
in Utah.
Yeah, and we'll do the podcast
do
there.
some stuff up there.
Yeah, that'll
we
be
were
dope.
talking about visiting our other friends, T and Mimi,
in Albuquerque.
here,
So
here in the next few weeks or so, maybe.
yeah, shout out to
So-
Mimi. Mimi doesn't know, but she donated this table for us.
Yes, this table did come from her private collection, and we do greatly
Appreciate that, and the chairs too. So it's all because of you that this is possible.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, we have anything else to talk about? Hopefully, we save this one. We're learning a lot of technical stuff, and
hopefully
the angles,
y'all just
and
just go along with us as we're learning everything.
bear
and
with us.
trying to figure this all out and make
Still.
something that maybe you'll enjoy watching.
Yeah, we actually got a tip from my friend Earl Pringles can.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have noticed the table's not quite far out this time. He said like half the video was table last time, so we've adjusted. We're learning. If you guys see something you want to change, let us know.
Yeah,
we're open to change,
we'll see if it works out. If not, fuck off. And I mean, but yeah, we'll go ahead and take your tips and trips. Any advice or from overall your experiences, or should I give a little?
How about we'll give it's Mike's turn. He'll give you guys a little tidbit of what he learned while he was out this week, and take it away, Mike.
Well, be prepared. Don't be anxious. Don't listen to that voice in your head.
Listen to your friends when they tell you not to worry so much.
Yeah, listen to your friends. Always communicate and ask as much as you can.
Ask for help.
Ask for help. No, there's no dumb question here unless you're really dumb.
Unless you're really dumb.
Unless you're just dumb.
Away,
but ask questions. Talk to other people. What else? Just
explore.
Go ahead and explore.
That's what we're gonna be trying to do too. So
be careful with the rats. All right.
Watch the rat.
Don't fall for the rat trap. If you see a rat, run away, because they might mug you.
Fair enough. Well, solid advice from Mike.
Solid advice.
That's gonna do it for us. Like I said,
this is a third take.
Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
See you
Corey
next
and Mike,
time.
Moonlit Perspective.
See you later.